Emily is back for the finale
Woo-hoo.
and I almost said of Sex in the City. No, very different of And Just Like That. Let's just dive right in. Because we already started texting and it's so hard to save it for the pod when they make the choices that they make.
I know.
When they make those choices.
I know. I was holding back and then I started venting to you and then I was like, no, I'm saving it for the pod. I'm saving it for the mic. Just, it's hard to contain your emotions when you see
when you see things,
such things on your screen.
Okay, so the Samantha call, listen, she got her bag. She filmed in a car. She gave that scene. It was just enough to really, really show me that Samantha is vital and would have made And Just Like That so much better.
She would have made things make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Make a lot more sense. No, she kind of always was the main character in some ways. And like that was, I think, part of the whole tension between her and Sarah Jessica Parker's. She's like, I'm filming more. My storylines take up more space and just to fans, but she was getting paid less.
And they also gave her like humiliating. This is something that she had said. She's like, I was tired of these humiliating storylines where I'm like ending up in this like slapstick, embarrassing situation, which is now what they're doing to Miranda. Like when she falls out of the whatever that energy pit goopy thing she was in when she was in LA with Che. Yeah. That was very something Samantha would have been given, you know?
Yeah.
And it makes me see like, oh wow, they really just did humiliate that character.
Yeah. And I could see that building up over time. And there's a lot more that, I don't know if we'll ever be privy to, but it was nice to see her. I knew it was going to be short. I hadn't realized it would be quite that short.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, we love a queen with audacity and strong boundaries. Having the president of HBO just call her up and say, name your price.
Name your price. And what do you want to do? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we think ever it could happen where Sarah and Kim sit down and hash it out? And Michael Patrick King, because he also contributed.
I don't know. Like, I'm picturing them sliding just open suitcases full of money towards her.
And being more than like now.
More than like a peaceful conversation between the two actors, because I don't know if they haven't reconciled and it's been this long and this public.
Right.
I have a hard time imagining it happening. Of course, I would love that, but I just have fully shut that door in terms of hope, so I don't get my hopes up.
Because I swear, my heart gets like excited flutters at the thought of Samantha coming back and having like a full-time story on this show.
Well, it has just been renewed for season 3. I know,
and I'm so excited.
Like, what if we just got solo Samantha in London scenes?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, she wouldn't have to film with anyone. She could have her own storylines. They could be dignified.
Okay, please. HBO. Because Seema is so the Samantha knockoff character, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. She doesn't, it's proof that you can't just give anyone that dialogue and they'll make it good. It's like, no, Kim Cattrall brought that to the character.
Yeah, I know. It's impossible shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Once again, HBO, call us.
Yeah.
We're full of ideas.
What would she ask for? 2 million?
Who knows what she asked for this phone call?
I know. For a phone call.
For what was it? A 45 second
So now
phone
that
call?
I'm thinking about it, because they probably shot their wad on that little phone call, they're like, that's it. We can't offer, like, you can't then be like, okay, do you want to then do a whole season? But we can't like pay you, exponentially or whatever. No, it needs to be like a normal salary. So they probably are like, she'll never do it.
Well, what if, some shows like Game of Thrones cost like $30 million an episode to do or something like that? What if they just treated season 3 like that and just allocated that much money, but just for paying Kim Cattrall to film as much as possible?
Wow. I mean, Kim Cattrall is notorious around Hollywood for being extremely difficult. I do want to put that out there just to be fair. But she's winning right now.
Yeah, she's having the last laugh, and who knows how much merit there is to that. I've heard that as well, but I also never know with women getting, hit with a difficult level. Well, I'm sure some of them are, but also some of them, it's easily thrown around with actresses.
Yeah, if you watch interviews with Kim Cattrall back in the day, you're like, oh, you're kind of nuts.
The only interview I've seen, I don't know if this wasn't really an interview, but it was her like doing the jazz singing.
Like, that's crazy. Like,
that's one of my favorite things on the internet.
I read poetry and sonnets, and he plays the upright bass.
Yamakipiebo, sedere facebo, in dog Latin he quoth, Uge, sophist, hooray! Well, he bit all the he-dogs and winked at all the she-dogs. The town never knew such a hullabaloo as that little dog raised till the end of that day.
We just have a good rhythm together, He sort of feels me out, I feel him out, and we go for it.
She wasn't, like, totally sane. Like, that's kind of probably what made her a great actress, but yeah.
I mean, neither is Sarah Jessica Parker. Like,
yeah, if you follow Sarah Jessica on Twitter, she's wild. She says the weirdest stuff.
I only follow her on Instagram, but I love how she signs everything like SJP.
Yeah. SJP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's a little quirky herself. So
And we've established that Kristen Davis is not fun. She was on Watch What Happens Live, and I was like, oh, this explains a lot. All right, so anyway, now let's get Miranda. Then they have a cute conversation. They go and they stand by the water, and she says, this is though Cynthia Nixon's acting finally got a real chance to like come back to us, because for a while now she's just been this weirdo character. But so this is what Cynthia Nixon does so good with Miranda. She like grounds this character, and there's so much emotion and so much depth to every line that she delivers. And she says, I don't want to be someone in your past, but someone in your present, and then, or maybe in your future if you'd have me. And it was just, I almost got a little choked up because it was so good. But then Steve goes, but just as friends, right? You're not going to flip again and go straight, because I can't get on that roller coaster.
I like that this whole conversation I thought was really sweet and sincere, and just felt like a true Miranda Steve moment.
I would love for them to get back together. I would love for them to fall in love again and do. I love it. I really would. But I also don't want Steve to like. I want him to have more self-respect than that. But if Miranda's sorry, like if she's really, really sorry and she knows she fucked up, I don't know. Like I'm very torn on what I want for Steve.
Yeah, I know. I want the best for him. If I kind of want her to get her act together a little bit, like and I feel like it would need to be like a couples therapy situation. But I feel like we all just hold out hope for Miranda and Steve to end up together. Like it's like it feels like yesterday that they met on the bridge, and that's like it's such an iconic moment in the series. So it's weird that they threw that out instantly, but now we're getting these like tender, sweet conversations. So I'm like, is this foreshadowing, or is this just another plot line that goes nowhere?
They love those. They just throw little side streets in there.
They said, never let them know your next move.
Oh, and I also forgot to mention, during the Samantha phone call, Carrie, who has a cat, leaves the door wide open for however long that conversation was. Then she sees the little kitten going out, and she's very slow. She's like, no. I'm like, no, that's not how cat owners don't. I don't trust Carrie with the live animal. I'm very concerned about that cat.
Oh my God. I'm glad you brought this up. Literally in my notes, Carrie shouldn't be responsible for a living being.
No.
And like not in a malicious way, truly, like she just doesn't care about other people other than herself. And she'd be like out shopping and realize like she left a window open, when she got home, and the cat would be out.
Yes.
Carrie, seeing her with a precious little kitten, it it actually upset me because I was like,
Me too.
She
Me
does
too.
not have the skills to care for this cat.
Me too. Holding the cat, I was like, oh my God, put the cat down. And the cat's name is Shoe? That's insulting.
It would be like Manolo.
Manolo or
Blahnik.
Blahnik or Gucci. I don't fucking know, but not Louboutin. I don't know, but not Shoe.
I know. And she wouldn't be cradling a cat, like getting cat hair on her nice dress.
No, exactly. That was definitely a not happening situation. Are you seriously telling these people in front of the guy that you can't fuck him in the ass? So that's his ass is impenetrable. So that's why you're gonna move.
And again, they're not treating that this way. But if that was true, then Giuseppe would be a monster.
Yeah, fuck you. Go ahead and leave.
Like breaking up with someone because they don't want to transgress a certain boundary, like.
And also bringing it up like that, like not telling Anthony privately, but just being like, oh, yeah,
Yes.
I'm thinking of moving back.
Yes. I was,
What?
very upsetting. And yeah.
Fuck
and
you, Giuseppe. You're toxic.
I know. Everyone's kind of fine with it.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, those two gays over there. It's very like, they're very dismissive of them.
It's totally that vibe. They're just doing gay stuff. We don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't relate. Anyway.
They do stuff. Moving on. Blah, blah, blah. They talk and then they go away. Anyway. It's so true.
Something about butt stuff. Whatever.
Ass virginity. I'm not sure. And Giuseppe goes, look, Tony. And I'm like, stop fucking calling him Tony. So I was really glad that Anthony was like, don't call me Tony. I'm like, his name is Anthony.
Yeah.
It is not Tony.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, another toxic quality of Giuseppe. Okay. Call me by the name I want to be called.
We're really getting to the bottom of things with Giuseppe today.
Yeah. No, he's not the good guy. He's the bad guy.
No,
he's actually the bad guy. Like, what do you think about it?
He really, yeah, he is. But he's but he's explaining that the ass virginity was a metaphor all along.
Yeah. So then Carrie, because she's an asshole, is like, I have very strict rules for how this is going to go. Okay, everyone? We're all going to let go of one thing, one word. And if someone takes your word, suck it up and find another one. Those are the rules.
Okay. Can I just say, group facilitator Carrie is as unlikely as like cat mom Carrie.
Yeah.
I don't see her being like a camp counselor basically and being like, and there's really strict rules.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it like this.
Yeah.
And
totally true. Agree with you on every level. It's like, that's not Carrie. Anthony says control, and Giuseppe says roam. I'm like, hold on. No. No. That's not the thing you're letting go. What about being pushy? Okay.
Toxic Giuseppe holds leaving the country over Anthony's head, and one conversation later he's like, okay, forget about it.
Fine, I won't go to Rome. Guess I'm gonna stay.
Manipulative. Toxic.
Fuck. I hate this guy. They're trying to make Anthony the bad guy. I'm like, no, Anthony, you're not. Okay. Giuseppe is.
And Giuseppe's the charming young man who's like putting a pep in his step. No. He's horrible.
He's horrible. He's horrible. He's a poet, please. Oh no, Robbie says social media. And then he's like so afraid of Carrie that he's like, I hyphenated. Is that okay? And she's like, all right, I'll allow it.
Carrie's towering over them, making sure everyone follows this little game.
She like breaks a glass and like she holds it up like one fucking word. That's it.
Maybe, yeah. Ask your mushroom kid if he was just trying to go to an empty house and he didn't want to be around his mom for like a bit.
Oh, you know Wyatt lied and was like, I just wanted to see you, Dad. You know he did. You know he didn't admit that. You know he's just fucking telling his dad. He's like, he's telling his friends. He's like, I had to tell my dad, like, oh, I just missed you, you know? Aiden fell for it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, he could have been going out trying to have a house party. Like, we don't... If I had a house, if you were a kid with a house in the countryside, no neighbors around,
yes,
you would be there
partying at my dad's, y'all. Like, what the hell? It's not about you being home. It's that it was an empty ranch basically for the farm that they could just party their faces off, do so many mushrooms, drink.
While their dad's off with his rich girlfriend in New York. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then sometimes they have to go to New York and like hang out with her, but other than that, it's great.
Yeah, whatever.
We're fine.
It's a 14-year-old dream.
Totally. I'm like, oh.
And then it's like weirdly douchey to be like, no, it did happen. You just didn't notice. It was so fast. No, it didn't, Aiden. You didn't snap, okay? Stop flying and being annoying and saying like, it's no big deal. I just need to go be with my boys every day until they're 19. What are you talking about? Stop. Why are you crying, Carrie? You're so emotional. Like, that's how he's acting.
But then Carrie and Aiden have naked sex scene. We never get that. Not from, there's no real thrusting going on. I'm sure that there were a lot of stipulations with the intimacy coordinator. It actually looked awkward and odd the way they shot it. I was like, have you never ever tried to be sexy in your life with this shit? Because Aiden's like all awkward and like laying down, and then
he's like all curled up naked, and you just see his little butt and his legs.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, no, I don't know if I like this. No. Again, I'm uncomfortable.
Like, I don't want to see him like all naked in bed. Like, hey, I want to see him like hot in bed. You know, like fucking like, Carrie. Like, give it to me.
He's in like a little froggy position, kind of.
Yes. Also, I forgot to talk about how they didn't make a big deal out of Aiden going in that apartment at all. At all.
No.
At all.
No, they didn't. No.
He walked in, just sat down, did not have any visceral reaction to it whatsoever. So, again, they create these obstacles that they just kind of forget about. Like, he should have walked in and been like, wow, I can't believe I'm in here. Nothing. He just sat down. He's like, pour yourself a drink, true. And I'm gonna like, nothing happened.
For all that, that's true.
This has been a preview of my new podcast, She Speaks It All, where I'm covering all the non-Bravo shows that I'm obsessed with, like The Challenge, Drag Race, Jersey Shore Family Vacation, and Just Like That. So if you want to check out the whole episode, head to the link in the description. It'll take you to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, but it's also available anywhere and everywhere you get your podcasts. So please check out She Speaks It All. Also, make sure you're following She Speaks It All Pod on TikTok and on Instagram. Love you, mean it.